everybody, and welcome to Speaking of Sustainability, the show where we introduce you to the leaders and change agents making a difference in the sustainability space. I'm your host, Colleen Falicki. After starting my composting business in 2017, I quickly realized that our communities are looking for more ways to be sustainable in their daily lives and to support eco-friendly businesses. I'm so excited to introduce you to some sustainable superheroes as we all look to make our planet a better place for years to come. Welcome! I'm super excited for this episode and to introduce our guest today. This is episode 11 if you've been following along. And you know that in the beginning, we talk about sustainable fact, and today's is 1 ton of 100% recycled paper saves the equivalent of 4,100 kilowatts of energy, wow, 7,000 gallons of water, 60 pounds of air emissions, and 3 cubic yards of landfill space. Please make sure to use recycled paper for your projects, for your business. It definitely makes a big difference to the environment. And now I'd like to introduce you to our guest today. I'm super excited to introduce you to Maurice Q Jones. He's the founding general manager of PAR Recycle Works. His favorite quote, "There are many valuable materials in the materials that are recycled with us, just as there is still value in the men and women returning home from prison." Welcome, Maurice. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Colleen. Appreciate being here.
For sure. I'm super excited for you to talk about your work and a little bit about yourself. So our audience can learn about you and PAR Recycle Works and the great work that you do in the community. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved with PAR Recycle Works.
Well, I am a father of 6. I'm married. I live locally here in Cheltenham. I started PAR Recycle Works at the beginning. I've been here since our planning stages in the very beginning.
When was that?
We started February of 2016.
Okay.
So we're coming up on about 8 years of
Wow.
being in business, which is like crazy.
It's by fast.
It does go by really, really quickly. It does go by really, really fast. And been here since the beginning and have been here through the growing pains, the growth pains, and still on this tipping point of growth.
Fantastic. What was the vision for PAR Recycle Works? And I guess tell us a little bit about the mission there and what you do.
So if I'm going to talk about the mission, I have to start at the very beginning of our inception of what the catalyst to get us to start a business. So here in Philadelphia, there are over 9,000 men and women that are returning home from prison, from prisons and jails. And I was inside and volunteering with the men inside, and they had challenged us to start a business for people that were coming home. And, we didn't know what we were going to start. We didn't know we were going to start a pizza company or like a cafe or a coffee shop or a bakery. We had no idea, no clue. So we heard about a company in Indianapolis that was doing exactly like this work, recycling electronics for men and women that are coming home from prison. We went out there, we saw them, we saw what they had going on. They had a 30,000 square foot space for fuel. A 30,000 square foot space with huge machines, a whole bunch of people working, working together. And they were all people that were justice impacted. And so it was like, wow, this is a lot of people that they're serving, 100, 150, 200 at a time. Wow, how can we bring that back to Philadelphia? And we did. I mean, that was the catalyst for us to start this. And at the same time, par the electronic waste is expected to go up 500%, and it's increasing of as much material that's coming in. That's much more is being created. So that's just like
that's insane.
It is insane. So like being in a place to like serve both the environment and a social mission as an employment social enterprise is like that's like living the dream. You get to help both the environment and then people that are just as impacted.
For sure, it's a great mission. So do you? I guess the company that you visited, kind of what you based yours on. Do they recycle similar products, or like is there one thing that they focused on, or is
No,
it?
They recycle electronics like just as we do. Like old computer servers, network equipment, laptops, printers, like etc. So they recycle that equipment, but they had done it on such a larger scale, like on such a grander scale, like working with the city, working, on both sides with employer partnerships. So after people work with them, they can go there, and both like with the incoming material partnerships with like working with the city and like larger companies.
Sure. Yeah. So folks will get experience where you are and then move on to a different employer.
Correct. So that we're like a re-employment boot camp, if you will, of people like learning the skills that will be transferable for the traditional employer.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's fantastic. Is there, so personally, I'm always curious, like what do you get the most of? Like what are there things that you see where it's like, wow, there's an abundance of this product, or
most I think you may be shocked or not shocked, but it's like wire. Like wire and like cabling and like cords and like wire is like the most, because every device has an adjacent plug.
Sure.
It's like maybe you can find the device, or maybe you lost the device, or maybe you're not ready to get rid of the device, but you've gone through many of chargers, and that's what we get the most of. And peripherals, like just like even like monitor connectors, like VGA cords and like HDMI cords, just like cords in general.
I actually was just down my basement and I have a whole bunch of them, so I'll be bringing those.
Exactly.
And so what do you do with them? Like how are they valuable?
So everything is like broken down to its valuable components. So like for wire, that's broken down into the copper components that are inside. So the wire is stripped, and then there's a copper component inside, and that's what we're recycling. The same with like computer equipment. The computer equipment that we get, we deconstruct, and there's valuable equipment inside of that. So you're talking about non-ferrous metals, aluminum, silver, gold, platinum, palladium, depending on what it is, and what kind of equipment it is, depending on what type of valuables are pulled from it. And almost everything of the devices almost all of it is recyclable.
That's awesome. Are there certain electronics that you would think that are recyclable that aren't, or can every electronic be recycled in some way?
I think for the most part, everything can be broken down further to be recycled in some shape or fashion.
Sure. So none of this should be ending up in the landfill, kind of.
Actually, in Pennsylvania, it's illegal to do so since 2014.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Your services are really valuable. So tell me a little bit about, I guess, what do you want people to know about the work that you do? If there was something that you wanted folks to know.
I want to say we need more material. Like the more material that we have, the more people that we can serve. Like there's a chicken and egg there. Like I only can serve as much people that I can have working, because I don't want people just standing around twiddling their thumbs, right? So like as much work that we can have for people to deconstruct in our warehouse is what we're trying to serve, trying to like really impact that 9,000 people that are returning home. And not everybody can work or is ready to work, but the folk that are and like want like a reference and want to get back on their feet and not go back to jail, like this is an opportunity for them to get their free legs, if you will, under them, to be contributing factors to society.
Absolutely. That's great. So what would you say are the biggest needs for PAR, or what are you looking for in 2024 forward to in 2024?
Space so we can serve more people. So like that, like again, chicken and egg. So like, we definitely need more space somewhere in the city close to transportation. So that's what we're looking for, is like space and more material to fill that space. So as soon as we get the space, we're trying to have it full so we can again serve more people.
Absolutely. And just for reference, PAR Recycle Works is located in Philadelphia, and so because folks will be listening or watching this from different places.
So PAR is located in Philadelphia. We do serve Delaware County, Montgomery County, Bucks County, Berks County. We do go into Delaware. We do go into New Jersey and New York and Maryland. We do go into Virginia as well. We go to Connecticut. So like our swath is like the northeastern.
Wow. Okay.
Northeastern. And we can fill up 2 or 3 truckloads, man. We're there. To be very, very honest, I mean, we're there, and we want to serve more people. So, and
that's great to know.
In and around Philadelphia, we're here located. We have our base here at 20th and Queen Park. However, we do recycling events in and around like Philadelphia throughout the year. So.
That's great. Some organizations that you've partnered with.
We partner with Back to Earth Compost to recycle Christmas lights, but we partner with townships like Upper Gwinnett Township, Haverford Township, which is also an employer partner. They had never hired anybody that had a criminal background, and they went through their HR steps and like became a partner in that way. That's
great.
That's like ideal. We partner with like Abington School District, William Penn School District. We partner with Temple, Villanova, Drexel.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Temple.
That's so great to hear. So great to hear. Do you have any call to actions that you'd like to share with our audience? How can they reach you or set something up, or
a couple different ways? I think that's a good question, Colleen. So like a call to action is like, now people know where their old electronics can be of value, right? So that's initial, and that's like really low hanging fruit. But secondarily, your listeners are from every different space. So like thinking about hiring individuals that do have a criminal background and maybe have never done that before, like they can reach out to me and I can guide them along that process. I am also the chair of the Philadelphia Reentry Coalition, so if I can't help them, I am partnered with the Office of Reentry Partnerships that can do that work in the city. So there's a couple different ways, and philanthropically, if people are so inclined, we are always in need of like donations, etc., to fund our like training programs.
Wonderful. That's great to know, and the information will be on the screen at the end on how to get in touch with Q. So before we get out of here, we always like to do a breakdown. Just want to ask you, what is the biggest misnomer when it comes to electronics recycling?
That it's trash. I think it's not trash. I mean, there's definitive value in the material. Our whole business is surrounding extracting that valuable material from getting the material from recycling partners. So that's our whole business. So we've made a business surrounding helping people recycle their electronics, with the model built in of helping people that are returning from prison.
Wonderful. So do not throw out your electronics. Don't let them end up in landfills, incinerators. There's a more useful place for them.
And simultaneously, don't count people out that are coming home from prison. They're not to be thrown away as they once were for so long. And this is an opportunity to show people differently, just in a different way. We partner with Haverford Township and others for our folk that we've trained to go, further into more the traditional workspace. So not throwing away the electronics and not throwing away people that have been just as effective.
Absolutely. And I've had the pleasure of meeting your staff, your employees for an event, and it's just wonderful, super helpful. Curious about learning about what we were doing with the composting, and just were helpful to the folks that were there and looking like they were interested in learning more. So I'm grateful to have met them, and I'm excited to partner and work with you in the future as well.
Appreciate that.
And I hope others will continue to as well. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you are here today, and I appreciate you and all the work that you're doing.
Thanks, Colleen. I'm happy to do it. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another awesome episode of Speaking of Sustainability. Please follow and support our guests as we encourage you to continue doing your part to make a difference in our global community. And don't forget to rate, like, and share. See you next time.